Hello, my name is Emma Yokulis, and welcome to book critique number 6. So the book that I chose to feature this week is So You Want to Be President. This book is written by Judith St. George and illustrated by David Small, and it is an informational and historical text all about the presidents. It includes a lot of fun facts about the presidents and different things that the students might not have known. It's just a really good book for students of really any age. You can really incorporate it into a lot of classrooms. I can see a lot of potential for this book, but specifically it is meant for grades 3 through 5. So the activities that I chose for this book, I got inspired after reading this book to kind of create a whole unit for and using this book kind of as an introduction. So my idea for this was to have my students create their own campaign, their own presidential campaigns, and we would use this across a bunch of different content areas and do a lot of different assignments that all relate to my students' campaign. So the first activity I would have them do is a math activity. So if you're going to have a campaign, you're going to have a budget for your campaign so you're not spending all your money. So this is what I would have my students do first. I would give them a total amount of money that they're going to have for their whole campaign. And then I'm also going to give them, maybe we'll kind of brainstorm, but then we'll also come up with a concrete list of several different areas that the money is going to be used in. And I'm going to have the students do some research and to see how much different politicians use their money in different areas. So that's what I will have my students do for this activity. And after they complete their final budget, they're going to put it together in a Prezi. And they're going to include some images and different, stuff like that. So this is just an example of the one that I created. Again, for this activity, I gave my students a budget of $7 million. And then the 4 categories I chose were advertisement, transportation, venues, so like different places they'd have their rallies at and give speeches, and food for the campaign. So just 4 basic categories. But I just want my students to kind of get this basic idea of that running for president is actually something that you have to think about, a lot of different aspects that go into it. And then the second thing that I would want to do is kind of just like a baseline going into this unit is a social studies activity where they would create their own advertisement for them to be president. But before they do this, they're going to they're going to pick one president, and that's who that is the president that they're kind of going to base their knowledge on. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have similar beliefs as them, but their running style, and they're kind of going to use that as an example for themselves. So that's why I want them to kind of have that research, that background before going into the project. So once they research about that president, then they're going to make a poster, an advertisement poster about that president, about them running for president. And then they're also going to create a radio ad as if they were running for president. So I wasn't able to create a specific example for this one just because I know recording over this video is really hard to see and hear the sound sometimes. But I did find 2 really cool websites that I would have my students use for this activity. I would have them make their ad using Piktochart, and I can just show you that website right now. It's just a really awesome graphic design website. You can make infographics, different presentations, and they're very neat, very clean, and professional, which I think is a lot of times what the presidents should have. So, and then they would also create their audio recording on top of that with this website called Podomatic, so they can upload their media files and post them. But ultimately, what I would have my students be doing as we go through this unit, I would do one of 2 things. I would either have them upload all of this information to our class website, or just depending on the age of the students, I would even have them make and create their own website to upload all these different things that they're creating, and they can share it with the class as they go along, and then maybe we could collaborate with students from another school and just kind of see what other kids are doing. And I think it would be really fun as like a culminating activity to have my students give speeches at the end and then vote for one of the students in the class, or even if we're collaborating with students at another school, kind of get together and do something big at the end. But this book really got this project idea into my head, and I was really excited to use that in my future classroom one day. And then I can't forget about the other 4 books that I read. So one of them was Dear Mr. Henshaw by Beverly Cleary. Beverly Cleary is a really good author, and this is another one of her really good books. It brings up just a lot of really good issues that the students might be dealing with about divorce, or even just loneliness and like with having trouble with friends and different stuff. Show Way is another book with another great author, Jacqueline Woodson, and this is a picture book about just kind of this tradition that her family has had ever since they were like around the time of slavery. And it's really good, a really powerful book, but very simple, and I think is still really good for children. Once a Mouse is a fable, and it just kind of teaches the story of kind of being grateful, and again, looking through fables and the eyes of an animal really can help the students to connect with that. So that's really good. And then Charlotte's Web, it's always just a classic book to read with students. So I was excited to read that one for this book critique. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.